Greetings to everyone out there in the NoDQ galaxy. Welcome to NoDQ Live here on NoDQ.com and the YouTube channel, youtube.com/AaronRiftNoDQ. I am being joined for the first time in a couple of months on NoDQ Live by good old JM, Jeff Meacham.
Hey.
Jeff, we just had the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view.
Yeah, we did.
How do you feel about this pay-per-view overall?
I thought it was a really good show, a really solid follow-up to Royal Rumble. One of the few times that both shows have delivered back-to-back, I think.
Absolutely.
I think Chamber did very, very well. There was a couple of slow spots, but what was slow about them was made up for in the end of the match. Like, I mean, we'll get to that in a minute, but for example, the Ronda Ruby match. It was what it was, but it built something much more powerful.
Exactly.
So there was stuff like that. It kind of like, it didn't quite hit the mark, but then it ended up hitting the mark big time.
Right. So basically, the storylines did get advanced for WrestleMania, even with the matches that were maybe the most lackluster of the night.
Right,
They still did something to build up WrestleMania even further, which is the whole point of an Elimination Chamber.
It is, after all. We are on the road to WrestleMania, so
yes.
There you go.
So NYCKNP with a $2 super chat. Thank you for that. He says, better than last year's Chamber. Would you agree or disagree with that?
I would 100% agree with that.
All right.
I think Chamber has unfortunately become a lackluster, to use your closest person's word, lackluster event. But this year made up for it.
All right, so let's go ahead and start with the kickoff match. I feel bad for Cindy and Noah
and the entire 205 Lives Matter crew, but it was a really good match. But they don't have the confidence in the cruiserweights.
Right. So we had Buddy Murphy versus Akira Tozawa for the cruiserweight title. Now, what's the deal with Buddy Murphy? I feel like he weighs more than 205, but that's just me. I feel like he weighs more than Finn Balor.
I think he weighs more than Finn Balor too, but the fact of the matter, they're not going to put Finn Balor on a cruiserweight show because it's Finn Balor.
I mean, I feel like Buddy Murphy's fairly bulky. He just doesn't really look like a cruiserweight to me.
Well, but you'd be surprised how bulky 205 can. I mean, look at Leo Rush. He's not he's a short man, but he's not a small man. He's a big guy. So, you know, it just depends how you carry it.
Right. So the match was really good.
Like for me, I'm a little over 205, just a little bit,
just a little
bit. But you can tell that with me. So yeah.
Pretty much. I thought this match was really good. I thought for a kickoff, this was quite solid. These guys deserve a better position, but unfortunately, it doesn't look like they are going to get it anytime soon.
No, of course not.
So Tozawa actually got a big near fall, hitting his senton onto Murphy, and the crowd actually got into it, doing the "This is awesome" chant. However, in the end, Murphy did pick up the victory with the Murphy's Law. So who's next? I mean, who would you have?
Well, Murphy's Law says anything that can go wrong will go wrong, and once again, it went wrong for Akira Tozawa, as did the entire match being placed on the pre-show, the kickoff. 205 Live matters. Damn it! Now here we go. Speaking of, Cindy with a $5 Super Chat donation. On behalf of myself and the Simple Man, 205 does matter, and we have confidence in the cruiserweights. Mic drop. Boom, there you go.
All right.
I know you guys have confidence, but the WWE office does not.
Right.
If they did, they put them on the main show.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question and ask everybody watching. You could leave a comment in the comments section. Who do you think would be the right challenger for Buddy Murphy at WrestleMania? Not only for them to get a spot on the main card, but also possibly a show-stealing match. Who would you go with? Who could help elevate the cruiserweights to that next level?
Honestly, my pick would be Brian Kendrick if they hadn't booked him as basically Tozawa's helper to accommodate to 205 Live. I think if Brian Kendrick had remained the badass, the evil guy with the goatee and everything, I think it would have been better off. I think having him be in the spanking get up and the look he has now, I don't think it's going to work. So I honestly don't have an answer for you at this moment. I will soon enough.
I like Ricochet, but the thing is,
Ricochet is too good for the cruiserweight show.
I hate to say that, but I feel like
I watch 205 Live every week. I don't watch it live because I forget it's on Tuesdays. I watch it on Wednesdays, but I do watch it every week, and I just feel like Ricochet is above that. He's definitely a NXT guy, and it shows.
Right.
This guy with a $1.99 super chat donation put Finn's lame ass on 205. Well, Finn Balor is now the Intercontinental Champion, so that's not going to work.
Which we'll get to here in a few
Yes.
minutes. We will talk about that. So he's not going to 205 Live anytime soon, guys.
Why is this not scrolling? What the hell's up with my screen?
Your computer's broken, perhaps.
Maybe. There it goes.
All right, so now we move on to the main card. The pay-per-view kicked off with the Women's Elimination Chamber match. Beth Phoenix was there on commentary for the match.
Well, before the show started, though, they brought Mark Henry out because the special's going on, as a matter of fact, right now.
Right. But ignore that.
But you're watching us. You can watch Mark Henry after. Mark Henry will be on demand. We're live and in color, baby.
Right. Technicolor.
So, Technicolor. That's right. See all the colors behind me?
Yeah.
It's all Disney decorations. Mark Henry gave his predictions. He predicted that the Iconics would actually win the Elimination Chamber
somebody
women's
needs to
match.
pick
Somebody
them.
needs to pick the Iconics because I sure did not. I picked them to be out first. I was almost right. Almost. And then Mark Henry picked Kofi Kingston to win the Chamber match. So there you go.
He did give the Cruiserweights props. So.
He did. So 205 Live matters to Mark Henry. So there you go.
All right, so we had Bayley and Sasha start off the match with Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. Riot Squad came out next. They did their big Tower of Doom spot with all 5 of them, which
I hate.
I mean,
It's so stupid.
It looks so over choreographed to me, but
and then Mandy almost buckled. She almost bit it and dropped
Right.
Bayley. I was like,
I mean, the crowd always reacts to it, so that's why they do it. But
I understand the crowd reacts, but the problem is, Brian's absolutely right, and so is guys like Virtue. The crowd's fickle. They react to anything that they can sink their teeth into that looks spotty.
Right.
They're spot monkeys. The crowd's the spot monkeys, not the wrestlers. The crowd wants what they want, and what they want is a Tower of Doom. It's like it looks so not real that it
Right.
almost becomes like, okay, that's enough.
it's like the Canadian Destroyer. It doesn't really look that realistic of a move, but it looks cool.
It looks
so
super
everybody
cool.
likes it.
It looks super cool, and you and I both marked out for it at PWG when we saw it live. So there you go.
That is true. So
Yes.
we had the Iconics come out next, and they attempted to pin everybody after that.
But the
Tower
problem
of Doom
is,
spot.
Peyton would go to one side and Billy go to the other, and the referee was like, "I don't know what to do." It's like, dude, double count.
Right. Well, I think he
Both
tried
hands.
that for parts of the match, and it
Yeah.
kind of came off a bit awkward. Fabulous Glow came out next,
And when they came out, let me say for the record, when they got into the match, noticeable Corey Graves chants
yes.
directed at Carmella.
Oh, and Renee Young had this great shot at him, which was pretty epic. She said,
What'd she say?
she called him the world's greatest lover.
Yeah, something like that. And I just the whole match once Carmella was in was cringeworthy. I felt it was.
Oh, I mean, she's got stuff going on, so
It was bad, and Corey, the lines Corey kept feeding people, it was just like, ooh,
yeah,
no, can't say that anymore, Corey. Sorry.
right,
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you can't be lusting after Mandy Rose anymore. It just doesn't
right,
work.
right.
Doesn't work, Corey.
But anyways, Iconics actually picked up a win here by pinning Naomi, so that was the end
They
of her
did.
and Carmella from the
And it
match.
was a great double pin. Like I think Billy hit the move, and then Peyton dove over both of them and like
Right,
held
they both did
held
it, yeah.
Naomi's legs down. It was really solid spot there. It was really good.
Right. So Nia Jax and Tamina came out last.
And dominated everybody.
Iconics.
The Iconics. The
Iconics
Iconics ran for their damn lives. What they did.
Yeah, they tried to hide in the pod. Nia and Tamina were too powerful, so they were able to push the doors open.
Yeah, I meant to mention this when they were walking out to the ring, the Iconics were in their pod. They're doing that little thing they do with
Right.
people, and Nia just smacked the Jesus out of the pod and scared the crap out of them. I told Caitlin they jumped like 5 feet in the air. It was hysterical. Even she laughed on text when she was texting me.
And Nia and Tamina ended up pinning the Iconics with stereo Samoan drop. So there were a lot of moments in this match.
It was stereo Samoan drops, but then Tamina hit the Superfly Splash.
Right, that is true. Actually, no, she did that on the Riot Squad. She pinned both Riot Squad members with the Superfly Splash. Nia hit a Super Samoan drop to live.
Oh, that's
and
right.
then
Off
she
the
did
second rope. That's
Superfly
right.
Splash.
You're right. My bad.
But one thing I wanted to comment on was it seemed like in this match we had a lot of like stereo double team
It
moves.
was a lot of stereo double teams.
Like, I thought it was a little overkill, in my own personal opinion.
Well, yeah, remember, there's 12 women in there. They're trying to all get their, as Brian Cage said, get their shit in.
Right.
So, they're trying to all get their spots in. So they're trying to make everything happen. But, when you got 12 women in there trying to get everything in, it tends to pile up. It tends to seem like a lot more.
Yeah, it does.
So that's the problem with tag team gimmick matches. That there's so much going on. If you got more than 2 or 3 teams, it's a cluster.
Yeah, it can definitely be a little too much. And
well, that's why when TLC 4 started, we got like 4, 5, 6 teams. It's just like,
yeah,
too much.
So anyways, Nia and Tamina, I thought they were going to last till the end, but that did not happen. Nia charged at Belly, but she missed, and she ended up just crashing through the pod, and that was it for her in the match. Sasha and Bailey and Mandy and Sonya all worked together
Screaming
to pin
mime,
Tamina.
hold that thought. Go ahead.
Oh, I just said Tamina was pinned.
Well, no, we still have more to go before we answer his question, so just go ahead.
Oh, well, let's do the super chat.
All right. Hey, Screaming Mime has a super chat at $5. Hey, Aaron and Jeff, how long do you see Banks and Bailey holding the tag titles? Well, we haven't got to that result of the match yet, but...
Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay.
We'll get there. Hold up.
Yeah, so Sasha and Bailey went back and forth, and it was down to them and Sonya and Mandy, which
so they started and ended, which I almost called that, and then I thought, well... I didn't see Mandy and Sonya going all the way to the end, so I didn't pick it. So.
Yeah, and there was a miscommunication.
Oh, no, wait, that's not true. I picked them to win.
Well,
I didn't see Bailey and Sasha going to the end.
Yeah,
sorry.
You screwed up.
I botched the whole thing just now.
You did.
Don't mind.
But anyways, Sonya accidentally speared Mandy, which led to their downfall, and Sasha got the bank statement on Sonya, and Sonya tapped out. And I think they recreated the spot from last year with Sasha and Bailey from the Elimination Chamber, and like teased it. Maybe
like we're gonna have them turn
out.
on each other. Yeah,
I liked that. I thought that was well done.
it was cool. It was very well done. I liked the modified bank statement with the leg instead of the arm because her shoulder was straight. That was a cool.
Right.
That was a cool
Absolutely.
deal.
So yeah, Sasha tapped out Sonya, and Sasha and Bailey first tag team champions, as I expected they would.
First in like 30 years. They're not the first
point.
ever women's tag team
WWE
champions.
just says it so many
Revisionist
times.
history.
Yeah.
Like Cindy was posting pictures all over social media tonight of the first ever tag team champions.
Right.
So it's not the case. Hi, everybody is saying hi to me. What's up? I'm glad to be back. Thank you.
If you guys like this video, by the way, subscribe and tell a friend.
Yeah. As far as who was that sent the chat? What was his name?
Well, let me finish the results here. After the match, we had Sasha and Bailey cut their promo, their victory celebration promo.
Everybody was great.
Crowd did "You Deserve It," of course. Sasha said nobody knows how hard they fought to win the titles. Sasha said that this will be the start of more things to come from the women's division, and they had this emotional moment, and even Beth Phoenix was getting choked up about this.
Even Corey was getting teary at ringside, and Corey, oh yeah, Corey's line at the end was, I'm not one to make mistakes. I don't make them very often. I went,
no.
I went, don't. Like I said, I like Corey. He was wonderful to me at Booker's event.
Okay.
Yikes! Just not a good look when your wife calls you out on social media. Just not and no props to her for being that way either. That was shady too, the way she did that. I mean, handle business in the house.
Oh.
So but as far as Screaming Mime's question on the super chat, how long do we see them being tag team champions? At least till after Mania.
I would think
probably for a good couple
to me,
months.
like I did mention this on NoDQ Live or NoDQ Video. I think having them lose the title after 1 month would be a mistake. They're the first champions. I think they should be holding it for at least a little bit to just be established as the first tag team champions of this new era and actually have a decent lengthy reign with the titles.
Right.
Don't start hot potatoing it already.
Yeah, no. Just it's we had to change the sign as it was.
Right, yeah, exactly. All right, so we have another super chat here, and this one comes from Tony H. Graves should not have called this match, in my opinion.
Well, but you know what? He is the Raw and SmackDown commentator, and
right?
They can't just push him under the weeds and pretend he's not there because yeah, he messed up, but you know what? He messed up in private, away from cameras. Allegedly. Nobody knew about the alleged affair until his wife went on Instagram, which is her bad. Regardless of whether he's right or wrong, and if he did do it, he's wrong. She's wrong too.
Right. Now, speaking of controversy, I mean, that was the controversy on Saturday, and then the controversial story on Thursday was Jimmy Uso being arrested after apparently getting into a shouting match with police.
I was so glad the controversy on Friday was you not able to finish your lunch. Because it was mild and it was calm. It wasn't like drunken wrestlers and the fair wrestlers. It was a nice, calm day.
Right. All right, so
Yes.
we had the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match between The Miz and Shane McMahon against the Usos, fresh off that controversy.
And everybody in our chat room, in our group, except Cindy, was off the ball because we swore that after what happened on Thursday that you wouldn't see the Usos with the tag titles.
Right.
And sure enough,
We did the predictions before
the arrest
even
right,
happened.
Right.
So we
Oh,
had
that's true. So you guys didn't even know. So the fact was, we never saw that coming.
right
So, it was just
before the rest. We didn't see it coming. And,
after the rest
yeah.
for sure as hell didn't see it
So,
coming.
anyways,
Yeah.
Miz came out before the match. He congratulated Bayley and Sasha. So this is weird. I mean, you even brought this up.
I like Mike. I've known Mike for 15 years. It's
Besties.
weird seeing him. Not besties, I don't know about that.
Well, semi-besties.
Semi-besties, maybe. But it's weird seeing him be a nice character. It's bizarre because the Miz is this arrogant, cocky ass. And it's just weird to see him be nice. And he brought his wife out. They announced the pregnancy.
Right.
And it was cute. It was a moment. And then Shane came out. Shane came out like, "What the hell? You guys took too long with your announcement." And then he gave Maurice a hug. And then they walked to the ring. It was one of those like, "Aw, cute moment." Like,
Yeah.
what are we watching here?
This is so awkward. Nice Miz.
Yeah. And luckily when they came back to him after the match, he was back to being angry, crazy Miz.
Right.
So it was good.
So baby number 2 coming up from Miz and Maurice.
Good
There
for
you
the.
go.
Hey, you know what? I honestly hope they have a boy just so they can have one of each because I've heard that 2 of one of the other is crazier than handling one of each. I don't know.
All right, so TK with a $4 super chat says many gear, hair, and makeup changes, new storylines. We did have some new gear. We'll talk about Ronda's gear in a few minutes here.
We'll talk about Rondi.
Yeah, not Ronda.
Rondi.
Now we did
Ronda
have
face
a few
Ruby.
other wardrobe changes on this show, but I'm not remembering them off the top of my head. One of the Iconics, Peyton had
New hair.
had
New
her hair dyed up.
Sonya didn't have a skirt on; she had pants on.
Right.
So there was a lot of different styles and looks for everybody tonight.
Miz
And,
was wearing a Shane
Miz was
jersey.
well, he wore that Rumble too. That he wore the Miz and Max shirt. At the,
Right, so he's
jersey
like
at the
totally.
Rumbles. He is all in with this team.
Hey, can't say all in.
Sure I can. I'm on a WWE broadcast right now. I can say what the hell I want to say.
Oh well.
Within reason of YouTube standards, of course, because we
Right.
don't want to get fired.
Right. Well, maybe WWE will be controlling YouTube pretty soon. You never know.
If they do, then we'll have to switch to Daily Motion.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, that's just brilliant. Yeah.
Not gonna happen. Facebook Live.
Eh.
Maybe.
Facebook Watch.
Periscope.
Nah, I don't know about that. See, that's the problem. Like, there's no good alternative to
I know,
YouTube. As
I
much
know.
as we rag on YouTube, YouTube has a really good.
They are run by
format.
Google, and Google runs the world. So there you go.
Yes. So, obey Google. Do what they tell you. Buy their products and
Yeah.
Toe the line.
How we salute that.
or else. All right.
When
so
does AEW start? May 26th.
May, or is it
Or
25th?
25th
or 26th?
May 25th. Saturday, May 25th is the first official show.
Double or nothing.
Double or
Which
Nothing.
is sold out, by the way.
4 minutes, and Jeff's not going. I might be going to StarCast. We'll see how the meet and greets pricing plays out.
All right. So
Anyway, back on topic.
Unless anybody wants to, help you out.
When someone wants to buy me a StarCast pass, I'm not going to say no.
Chris
so,
Jericho wants to,
Chris
hook
Jericho
us
wants to have
up.
me on Talk is Jericho. I can do that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So Usos,
Usos won the tag titles.
they won the tag team
I love
titles.
It. I love it.
Shane McMahon did a coast to coast on Jimmy, and then he tried one on Jay, but Jay nailed him with
the
a
bejesus
super
out of
kick.
him. Yeah.
Yeah, that was nuts.
Then Shane did the elbow drop off the top rope onto the table through Jay, and then Jimmy and Miz were in the ring together, and Miz hit the skull crushing finale, I think.
Yes.
And then he kind of like
Yep.
him over, and then as he had him tied up, Jimmy.
Yeah, it was Jimmy.
Jimmy roll. So Jimmy's the one that got the pin, which is even more amazing.
Right?
Jimmy like kind of turned him over and counted it, and you can see the shock on Miz's face as he was rolled up and he got pinned. So
Right.
yeah. So this is a note to all the the people out there that want to be WWE superstars. If you drink and drive, you will become a champion. Words to aspire to, folks.
There you go. Well,
Wow.
this might have just been like something unrelated because it was Naomi who was driving on the wrong side of the road, and
Exactly.
apparently Jimmy was upset about them being pulled over and got carried away. But I think they said according to police, they smelled alcohol in the vehicle. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, that just goes to show that All Elite Wrestling, WWE's taking them seriously. Because look, I mean, is it a coincidence that the Revival, there was talk about them leaving, that they asked for their release? Usos contracts are reportedly coming up soon, and all of a sudden, those two teams are winning the tag team titles. I mean,
Should we read this one?
well, we have to. All super chats must
I have
be read.
to. Okay. All right. Ham Kano with a $1.09 super chat donation. Did Carmella dance break when sleeping with Corey? Depends how long he went.
I don't know. We don't have a hidden camera.
She
so
may have
we don't
needed
know
a
what
break.
goes
You
on.
never know. I don't know.
She needed a dance break in the middle of whatever you want to call that.
Yeah. What do you want to call that? That's right.
I thought we read Cindy's super chat. She said, "What about my super chat?" I thought we did that early in the
I
video.
didn't see it.
I thought we did. If we missed it, Cindy, I apologize. But I remember you sending like a $5
Oh, there it is.
one.
To the simple man, $2. You're right. You got to believe.
Oh, okay. Well, we got it. So
Okay.
thank you for that, Cindy.
You got her.
Okay, cool. All right, moving on here. Oh, we're tracking Caitlin, by the way. She's taking an Uber home, so unfortunately she's not able to be with us for the live chat.
Had to fly home today because she going to work tomorrow.
Yep, gotta grind.
What the hell?
Gotta make that dollar. All right, let's move on here to the next match. So yeah, the Usos picked up the victory, and there you go. It is what it is, and I'm happy for the Usos. Definitely surprised. I mean, this was probably one of the biggest shockers. Yeah, I would say in my opinion.
I say considering that none of us picked them except Cindy before the arrest, and then they had the arrest go down, it's a huge shock.
Right,
It's
exactly.
a huge shock.
All right, so we move on to the next match, which was Bob the Lash and Leo Rush against the Fonz, Finn Balor. Hey. So, I thought that this one was one of the more unpredictable matches. I did go with Lashley to retain. However, there were quite a few of us that went with Balor, and I figured, this would be a good way for Balor to win the title without Lashley taking the fall.
That's
He beats
exactly what
Leo,
happened.
and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
It's basically the IC title is hot potatoing again, whatever. I mean, I figured that might have been a reason why there would not be a title change, just because Lashley just won it from Ambrose recently, and I feel like
because you know what, I think they wanted to have Balor go into Mania as champion, so they had a strong
Intercontinental
title match. I mean, because Rollins is not in the IC title match, he's going to be in the Universal Championship match. They got to have a really strong worker hold the IC.
Right.
And as dominant as Lashley is, he's not one of those workhorse IC title type guys. I don't think, personally. I think Balor is. I think Balor's overdue for the World Championship, to be perfectly honest with you. But what do I know?
All right, so the story of this match was that Leo Rush basically screwed everything up. He tagged in, and then Lashley had to tag back in to get control, and then Leo tagged himself in again, and he went for a big splash. He missed. Balor dove onto both of them on the outside, got Leo back in the ring, hit the coup de grace, and won the title. And Lashley, of course, was pissed off, and he beat the crap out of Leo Rush after the match. Well, not really beat the crap out of him, just slammed him, picked him up, and threw him down to the ground, and then took off, and that was that. So was that the end of Lashley and Leo Rush? Poor Leo. I mean, I feel bad for the guy. I don't know where he goes from here.
Somewhere Danielle Fishel is not happy that Leo got beat up.
I feel bad for Lashley, too, like in real life, not the storyline, because the duo, I feel like, was enhancing Lashley's character. So without Leo,
and I honestly think it was helping Lashley in that, because Lashley's never been a strong talker,
right?
And Leo is just a hell of a talker for as young as he is, and new to the business he is. He's just so good. And I think that him being back on 205 Live exclusively will help him, but Lashley being on his own again will hurt Lashley, which is why I think what happened in the Strowman match happened.
Right. Okay.
So we'll get there.
So now we're going to talk about the match between Ruby Riott and Ronda Rousey. This was more of an angle than a match. I mean, Charlotte Flair came out. They showed footage from the Saturday night WWE Live event where Becky attacked Charlotte, and then Charlotte got the upper hand and injured her even further. Charlotte came out and said life was good. She said she's the best in WWE, and the crowd was just doing the usual Becky chants. Ronda Rousey came out in the Mortal Kombat
Sonya
gear.
Blade.
Yep.
Love it. I dug it. It was cool. Cool gimmick.
Very short match. Crowd chanted, "We want Becky," and not much to say about it. I mean, it was a glorified squash match. I think it was only a couple minutes. Ronda won with the armbar, and then afterwards, Charlotte and Rousey had this stare down, and then we had Becky Lynch show up. She was on crutches. She got in the ring. She threw her crutch at Charlotte, and then attacked Charlotte with the other crutch. And Becky was like, "Hey, Ronda, you should go take a shot at Charlotte." And Ronda, like a complete idiot, why does WWE book their baby faces like morons? I'm thinking to myself, why would you turn your back on Becky Lynch?
With a crutch in her hand.
With a crutch in her hand. Like, this was just stupid, in my opinion.
Very stupid.
You make Ronda look like a complete dumbbell, although maybe that's the point. I don't know.
That's a good word you don't hear very often anymore. Dumbbell.
Yeah,
it's a good
dumbbell.
old-fashioned word. Just
Numbskull.
Numbskull's a good one too. You don't hear a lot of. You hear people use the four-letter words now for that, but numbskull and dumbbell are just brilliant.
Yeah, imbecile.
Good, imbecile. Dad loves that word. Imbecile. He loves that word.
Yes.
Great word.
So, of course, Ronda turns her back to Becky, and sure enough,
She
Becky
gets cracked
nails
over
her,
the back, just like Charlotte did.
beats the crap out of her with the crutch. And then the officials come down and finally get Becky out of the ring.
I love how the officials come down and save Ronda, but not save Charlotte. That was
Well,
awesome.
Ronda's the meal ticket, let's be real.
Well, but
here.
Charlotte's the main event of WrestleMania too, in theory. Right?
Well, but Vince is a heel, and Charlotte really doesn't deserve it, apparently.
Well, but Charlotte's the one that Vince brought out in the first place.
Yeah, because Vince is a heel, and he likes to do what he thinks is best for business. Although, in that sense, maybe you're right, because Vince knows better than we do. Yeah.
Vince knows.
Vince knows all.
Vince knows. He is the god of McMania.
So did you like this angle? I mean,
It was alright. It was what it was.
did it get you pumped for WrestleMania?
Not really so much. I mean, I'm looking forward to see how it shakes out with Becky. Speaking of, Tony H with his $2 super chat donation. No authority, no Vince. WTF logic was this with Becky? There was no logic. Like I said, the fact is, she attacked both of them, and only Ronda was one that got saved. And then security finally walked Becky out. Two more super chat donations. Daryl Lloyd with a $2.79 Canadian super chat donation. Vince has ruined this WrestleMania main event. No, he hasn't. He's got it figured out, guys.
I think it worked out.
Just wait.
I think it was a good segment.
Wait for it. And Power Packers down with $2 super chat donation. 2 SmackDown women mad over the Raw belt. Yet where's Asuka? Thank you. I've been saying that since Rumble. Where the hell is Asuka?
I agree.
Why is she not on any TV right now? She's the SmackDown Women's Champion, and she is a complete, utter afterthought.
Too many titles.
Nobody has even mentioned her existence since she won the title at the Rumble. Everybody's been all about Ronda, Becky, and Charlotte. Now, granted, that's the money match.
Right.
I get that. But if you're going to try to build somewhere around, Asuka being challenged by somebody, you got to throw her in there at some point. You only got 49 days.
Right.
So make it happen.
Make it happen.
And Virtue, because she tapped out Becky. I know she tapped out Becky, and that's fine. That's great. But, Becky ended up...
Who remembers that now?
Who remembers that now because of Becky, Ronda, and Charlotte's angle now? You do, Virtue, because you remember everything.
How many times does WWE replay the footage of Asuka tapping out Becky? Let me guess.
I've not seen it yet. I actually forgot she did that until Virtue just said it just now. I completely forgot that happened.
I did too. So
Completely
there
forgot.
you go. It is what it is.
It is what it is. You say on NoDQ.com.
Okay, so next up we had Braun Strowman versus Baron Corbin in a no DQ match, which was announced at the last minute. So after we did our predictions for the match, this was one of those matches where if we knew it was a no DQ match, maybe some of us would have gone with Baron Corbin.
Because not one of us did.
Yeah, we all, literally everybody on Team No DQ went with Braun Strowman.
Because it was the obvious pick at the time.
But then WWE last minute throws in the no DQ stipulation, and I'm thinking to myself, well, this likely means shenanigans, you know.
And sure enough, there was.
I mean,
shenanigans.
they're not going to just do a no DQ match for no reason.
Right,
There's got to be something going on here. So you know, we were debating in the no DQ group, should we allow people to change their predictions if the match stipulation is changed? You guys let us know. Should it happen? Yes or no? What's the super chat?
Stephen Osborne, $2 super chat. So who faces Asuka at Mania?
Does Asuka even wrestle, or does she appear in catering?
Probably won't be Carmella, I'll tell you that much.
Ooh, well, you know, she might be in like a 6-person match, you know, just something to get
just
like
something
a bunch
to get
of
on
the
the
women
show,
in the match.
yeah.
All right, what do we got here?
Another $2.79 super chat donation, Canadian, from Daryl Lloyd. You guys are idiots. Becky and Ronda. I didn't say Becky and Ronda was going to happen. That's not what I said. I didn't say Becky versus Ronda would happen. Not one time did I say that in any part of this show, did I? I did not say that match would happen. I said Vince has got it figured out. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
That's what I said. Doesn't mean it's going to be something that you guys necessarily like or that we want to happen, but it's going to be what Vince and Triple H and everybody else in management feel is best.
Right. All right, we got another
I
one.
can't say this name. Help me out.
Asim?
Sumro. Ronda looked hot. By the way, do you think Bryan is okay?
I think Bryan is okay.
I think Bryan's on top of the world. He's the WWE champion.
He's on top of the world. And Ronda, I guess, yeah, if you
She
like
did
Mortal
look-
Kombat,
she did look
yeah, she
hot.
looked pretty good.
You know, looks really good in her Mortal Kombat outfit.
Pretty good.
You know, looks really good in her Mortal Kombat outfit is what's her name? Sonya.
No, Zelina Vega.
Zelina Vega, yeah, Zelina Vega.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah. Anyway,
But
right.
even in that outfit, TGS was still like, well, what about EC3?
what the hell, Tyler?
Man,
What the hell?
Nothing wrong with that. EC3 is a good-looking man.
I understand.
He's got like wonderful abs.
He does.
He's
Okay.
built like a tank.
He's definitely
He's the top
the
1%.
top 1%, and I am not. I'm the bottom 99. All 99 of it right here. Okay, so Strowman and Corbin, there were shenanigans like you figured. It came out to Strowman was gonna get the victory, and
With the
then
power slam through the table.
Power slam through the table, and then McIntyre came out and distracted Strowman, so Lashley hit him with a chair.
Yep.
And then it was just a beatdown after that. It turned into a melee,
Yeah.
complete beatdown, and then they Shield triple power bombed him through 2 stacked tables,
Yeah.
and Corbin got the pin decisively. It was
Interesting.
It was an interesting finish. I wonder how they're going to let this one finish out.
Yeah.
Because you've got Lashley, McIntyre, Corbin, and Strowman now with no real clear WrestleMania path except to each other.
Strowman needs some help.
Strowman needs some help. I think maybe, just maybe, there may be a quickly found cure or a quick remedy for leukemia probably pretty soon, I would think.
Or Nicholas just comes back.
Well, Nicholas should have been there tonight for his partner, the
What,
undefeated
does Strowman-
tag team champion.
Does Strowman have no friends, by the way?
Strowman has no friends.
Like, where were all
the
these
one
other
friend
guys
he
to come out
had?
and
He had
help
to send
him?
back to school. So it was
Well,
sad last
maybe
year.
Nicholas will have a break and he can be Strowman's partner again at WrestleMania.
Well, spring break does end WrestleMania Sunday this year
yeah, it does.
for most schools. So
There you go.
I'm just saying.
Nicholas is a year older, a year
You're-
wiser.
That's right. That's right. He's got more
He's stronger.
seasoning in
He's
life.
more of a man than he
More
was
of a
a
man
year
than he was.
ago.
That's right. Let's see. Tony H, $2 super chat. Drew, Lash, Corbin versus Strowman, Harper, and Bray. Ooh, Harper. I didn't think about Luke Harper. That's true.
Yeah, well, I don't
'Cause-
know if Bray Wyatt's going to do jack.
Well,
we'll
but
see.
Bray's supposed to come back soon. I keep hearing they're waiting for him for something to do. Strowman, Harper, and Bray, former Wyatt family members, all 3 of them.
Interesting. I like it. I like it.
I'll allow it.
But yeah, I'm suspicious
that.
because of the whole Shield triple power bomb. I'm wondering like,
Right.
what's that about? Interesting to me,
Right.
but maybe it means nothing. We'll have to wait and see what happens. All right, so now we move on to the main event of the evening, the
last
men's Elimination Chamber match. Daniel Bryan came out, cut a promo. He was angry about having to start the match, and he was just complaining in general. The referees told Rowan to go to the back. I guess, the fact that there's a chamber structure there isn't enough. I thought the whole point of the chamber was to prevent outside interference, but I guess the referees did not want to take any chances. Maybe Rowan is so powerful he can rip the chamber door or something, so they kicked him out. And we had Bryan and Samoa Joe start the match. Bryan stalled for time like any good heel would. We got a super chat.
$1.99 from Ham Connell. WWE treats Samoa Joe like crap. Hope he goes to AEW. Okay. All right. I'm going to say it, and I'm going to get heat. I'm going to get yelled at in the chat room. So be it. Not every person disenchanted with WWE is going to go to AEW. Maybe. Sometimes there's just creative slumps. Sometimes there's just not shit for these guys to do yet. They will find stuff. Just because Atami wanted to go, just because Pac wanted to go, just because all these other guys claim they're going to not renew their contract or they claim they want out or whatever, doesn't mean that Samoa Joe wants out.
Right.
Samoa Joe is getting more money than he ever did with TNA. I'll bet you anything.
Right.
So,
well, yeah,
I think he's perfectly fine putting the younger guys over and selling his career out in the limelight still.
Right. So, anyways,
Screaming Mine with a super chat donation, $2. Jeff Hardy had my favorite spot of the match.
Well, we'll get to that here in a second.
We'll get there.
Kofi Kingston, thank you for that. Kofi Kingston came out after Bryan and Joe got it started. And then Kofi climbed up the chamber wall and then, literally just, fell down onto Joe and Bryan. Kofi did a lot of cool stuff in this match, as did Jeff Hardy, which we'll get to here in a second.
Right.
AJ Styles came out last. Bryan was up on the wall, and AJ hit a phenomenal forearm on Bryan.
Back of Bryan's neck, which we're supposed to be protecting Bryan, right?
Right. AJ then hit a phenomenal forearm on Joe and pinned Samoa Joe. So
Joe was...
Now, I called Joe being the first one out because I'm like, WWE doesn't seem to care about him right now, and to me, I figured, that's a WWE thing to do. Joe would be the first one out after being dominant for all these weeks. That's it. He's just going to be the first one out.
Yeah, pretty much.
So Jeff Hardy came out, and he wasn't in the match very long, but he did have that one spot where he did the swanton off the top of the pod onto AJ, who was laying across the top rope. He did that
when he retyped it, though, later.
Oh, yeah. Did I mess up?
Yeah, off the top rope on AJ, who was laying across the top rope.
Right.
So, we'll fix that in post.
Right. Bryan then took advantage of the situation, hit the running knee, and pinned Hardy. What do we got?
$2 super chat from Tony Yates. Joe win the main title in 2019. Patience, people. I'll believe that when I see it.
I am not going to predict that one, but, I think Joe's going to be...
I'd like to happen. I really would.
He is, as Triple H would say, he's a B- player as far as the big wigs are concerned. I think he's more worthy, but I think, he should have been Brock Lesnar at Great Balls of Fire, quite frankly, but, yeah. Sure. What do we got here?
All right. Stephen Osborne, $5. With that, your new NoDQ predictions champion, the Wizard, the Rated R reviewer, Stephen Osborne. P.S. Join Jerry and I for What's NXT and NXT Party. Yes, join both those shows. I did one of those shows. It was a lot of fun. I can't do it as often as I like because I tape in here at night and it gets loud and I'm not quiet.
Right.
So, yeah. But, yes, Stephen Osborne did win the predictions because of Joe being eliminated first and Bryan winning. So, congratulations, Stephen. We'll get there.
All right.
We'll congratulate you in a minute.
Yes, thank you for that, Stefan. Randy Orton was the last person to come out, and AJ was going for the phenomenal forearm, but then Orton hit the RKO and pinned AJ.
Which I literally turned into. I didn't see it, so Aaron's like, hey, look at this. Oh, what? Oh, yeah.
Now, I'm wondering if this is going to be a setup for AJ versus Orton for WrestleMania, which is something that people have been talking about for a while. These two haven't had, a proper feud yet, and it makes me wonder if perhaps... this is the start of something to set up WrestleMania for these two. I would love to.
That'd be such a great match, I think. I mean, people kind of poop on Orton a lot, but I honestly like him. I think he would do very well if it was him and
AJ.
Him and AJ one-on-one at WrestleMania. It'd be a good match.
Kofi Kingston got a little bit of payback on Randy Orton, by the way, from 10 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Pinning Orton with the Trouble in Paradise after Orton called him stupid a decade ago. What do we got here?
Canadian $2.99 super chat donation from Daryl Lloyd. Going to Mania. Hopefully the show is better. That'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, it could be.
Mania almost always delivers. So
I don't know about that.
Almost
but,
always.
I mean, it should be a decent show, but if you take the best 3 hours of it, yeah, you'll get a pretty good show. But then you got to sit there for 7. Good luck with that.
Yeah, true.
Have fun. I mean, if you have the endurance, you can handle it, then more power to you.
Don't drink water.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of it. All right. Is it New Zealand? Is that what that is?
Who is it?
Is it New Zealand $5 super donation from the Relaxing Noob? Is that New Zealand?
Yeah.
Should Sasha? It's $5. Thank you very much, Noob. Should Sasha and Bailey versus Vince and Kevin Nash the Quadbusters at WrestleMania? What?
Wow.
Hey, you got no Hunter's gonna be the other Quadbuster. Vince shouldn't be wrestling. He's too old to wrestle. Have Triple H and
Yeah,
Kevin
but that's
Nash.
almost a guarantee for those quads to get busted.
Yeah, but it should be Triple H and Kevin Nash, the Quadbusters, not Vince.
Right.
Because Vince can be booking it. Triple H can still wrestle at least.
Yeah, exactly.
And just tear one of his quads at a time. Vince tears both. Vince goes for broke, man. He tears them both at once.
Right.
Hell with it. And he still walked to the back.
Yep. So anyways,
steel.
Back to the match here.
Nelson Marino with a $1.99 super chat donation. Do you both see Taker on this year's WrestleMania? I don't.
It doesn't look like it at this point.
Doesn't look like it.
All right, what do we got here?
$1.99 from Tony Braden. Because no DQ rocks. Oh, wait. No. DQ rocks. No. DQ rocks. No. DQ rocks. There's 3 of them there. So, okay. With a little...
Oh, there's 3 of them.
There's 3 there.
Oh, well, then I screwed up.
Yeah, it's 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Okay. Anyway.
All right, well, thank you.
Thank you, Tony.
Yeah, I don't think Undertaker is going to be there unless they come up with something last minute.
Well, they did last year.
Maybe Undertaker, I mean, I don't think he's going to face Balor for the Intercontinental title.
He should. He'd be a Grand Slam champion if he wins that in the U.S. title.
Undertaker never won the IC title, did he?
If he won the IC in the U.S., he'd be a Grand Slam champion.
What do we got here?
$4.99 super chat from Kevin Patag. WWE did a good job of planting the seeds tonight for Kofi to be in the title picture for WrestleMania. Kofi's story made me forget about Becky and Ronda. Ooh, I like that.
Well, see, here's the thing, to use your phrase.
My shirt.
I sense Kofi's just going to go back to doing the New Day.
Which is so sad.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
I mean, that's what my prediction was all along. Like, he would be in the match. He would get a good showing. You know, it's Santino Marella from several years ago basically done again. Like, the big underdog, the guy who's been doing the comedy. All of a sudden, you know, he's in the last 2 and he could possibly win the whole thing.
Kayfabe Candy asks, Undertaker versus Conrad Thompson at Double or Nothing. There you go.
All right, there you go. Well, book it.
The Flair-in-law versus Undertaker taking out another member of the Flair family like he did 10 years ago.
Right.
15 years ago. Oh, God. That'd be funny.
All right, so Kofi pinned Orton, as I mentioned, and then Kofi...
almost got fallen Bryan.
Yeah, he was the last person in there with Daniel Bryan. Kofi had some momentum going until he ended up crashing into the pod.
Yeah, he went for a bulldog and Bryan kind of shoved him off.
What do we got here?
Tony H with a $5 super chat. Kofi wins the WWE title at WrestleMania. Could finally have a reason to break up the New Day. Biggie gets jealous of him, and that could start their feud. As Aaron would say, highly unlikely in all likelihood.
What do we got here?
$1.99 from this guy. Kofi is Vince's Black History toy. Good to see you, Jeff.
Well,
wow.
see, now
it's true though.
I just feel like this would have been a great time to call an audible. They never do it, but the crowd was so hot for this, and you know, I know it's political and whatnot, but I mean, if you're ever gonna do it, now would be the time. You know, it is Black History Month. WWE makes a big deal out of it. Kofi winning the title, that would have just gotten people so stoked and hyped up, and it would have been great publicity for WWE. You know, why not do it and just pull a shocker, you know? Kofi shocks the world out of nowhere. He wasn't even meant to be in the match. He wasn't scheduled for it.
A week ago today, he was not in the match.
Right. Like, that would have been an amazing story, and I think that would have generated a lot of buzz, and, you know, he would have been the first full African-American
WWE champion.
Yeah, I mean, Mark
Henry and Booker
were
both world champion.
Right. And The Rock, you know, half black, half Samoan.
Right.
Kofi would have been the first full African-American WWE champion.
It would have been really cool.
This was the time to do it. You know, sometimes you just got to go with the timing. And, you know, why not call an audible here? I think they should have done it.
Richard Mama with a $25 super chat
Oh
donation.
wow! Thank you so much.
Thank you, Richard. Appreciate that. Aaron's buying lunch tomorrow.
I already bought you lunch.
Yeah, you bought me more than lunch.
Yeah, that is true.
He bought Dylan and I a whole day, man. It was awesome. The New Day versus Brian Harper Rowan at Fastlane, then Kofi versus Brian for the title at Mania. Ooh, I like that. It's not a bad idea, actually.
I like it.
I'll allow it.
I think it's a great idea. And yeah, I mean, Kofi and Bryan at WrestleMania, I mean, yeah, they could still tell that story, you know.
They could.
But I think, you know, if Kofi was in the match, you know, I think it would be a little bit more obvious he was winning the title. I think in this case, it was like the feel-good underdog story.
Right.
And, you know, people were like, they're not really going to give it to Kofi. But then when they were doing the match, you're like feeling, well, maybe they will. And that's just like that...
Yeah.
That organic feeling that I'm not sure you can really recreate. If they do it at WrestleMania, I feel like then it would be too forced, too obvious. I just think it was a missed opportunity. If you were gonna do it, this would have been the time to do it.
Absolutely. Just a quick question: does it always go like this when she's leaving the airport? Just sits there forever and ever?
Oh, I have no idea.
Oh,
Your
okay.
internet could also be out.
No, because I got to working on both these.
Well, then I don't know. You might have to refresh it. But
do
anyways,
that?
let's get back to the match here. Brian got the label lock on. Kofi got to the ropes. Crowd was really into this, hoping Kofi would win, chanting "This is awesome," and they were wanting to see the miracle.
They really did. Sean Taylor with a $5 super chat donation.
Thank you for that.
Thank you for that, Sean. Who should face Asuka at WrestleMania? We already answered this. We don't know who's going to face Asuka at WrestleMania, but it won't be Carmella, like I said. Not really anyone incredible left on SmackDown. Maybe Alexa Bliss, unless they do her and James for the tag titles.
No, I feel like, you know, it's going to be probably a multi-person match. You know?
I would think so for the title, yeah.
I feel like it's just going to be a match thrown together. Maybe they'll do like a women's ladder match, you know?
It is amazing how far the momentum for Asuka has fallen in a year.
They'll do like a women's six-pack challenge or something like that.
I mean, think about it. Last year, this time, we were heading toward Mania. And Asuka came out at Fastlane, I think it was, and told Charlotte, "It's you,
baby, it's you.
It's you. I'm facing you at Mania." And then we had a great match at Mania, and then Asuka lost her undefeated streak, and she is just
right. So, anyways, Kofi's downfall was they were both on top of the pod. They were slamming each other into the glass, teasing that they were going to suplex the other one off. But in the end, Brian got knocked off. Kofi went for the big splash. However, he missed the big splash. And that's when Brian hit the running knee to retain the WWE Championship. Afterwards, Kofi got a standing ovation. The other New Day members, Xavier Woods and Big E, came out and they checked on him and they were just, you know, giving him props for his performance. Crowd was very respectful. They were chanting Kofi. So nice little, you know, consolation prize. Did not pick up the title, but it was a fun, feel-good moment. And yeah, I think, you know, Kofi winning this would have been like an all-time classic WWE moment, but I like what they did post-match, and you know, I feel like Kofi, this was like, to me, like a Hall of Fame, like a seal the deal type scenario for him.
Right.
You know, I feel like he's gonna be in because you look at his body of work in WWE, and this was that.
It's
that
amazing
moment.
to think about how long that body of work. Like he's been there a long damn
Over
time.
a decade
Over
now.
a decade now. That's crazy.
Yeah, so to me, this was like, this is gonna put him in the Hall of Fame. I think this performance on this show, like, not that, you know, it wasn't gonna happen before, but after this, you know, I think Kofi just made it all but official that he's gonna be a WWE Hall of Famer one day for sure.
I would think so.
Maybe one of the more underappreciated guys in the company, you know.
Oh yeah,
Done
definitely.
so many great things, but hasn't exactly been like the top main event guy, you know.
Right.
Reminds me, like, you know, maybe Christian, but maybe even at a higher level because of all the stuff he's done.
I think Christian at least finally won the big one. Kofi still hasn't won the
That
world
is
title.
true. Christian did
finally
win the
World
World Heavyweight
Championship
title
a few times in the same year.
Yeah.
So and he was ECW champion also, and it was still worth something.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kofi's never just won flat out. He's won IC, he's won US, he's won tag. He just hasn't won the big prize, and I think that this is the year to pull the trigger. I think that they're talking a lot about him, you know, being the end of his career. He's wrapping up. He's going to be with his family. So it's like, let's get the title on him.
Right.
Make it happen before it's over.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens. Maybe they will go in a different direction for WrestleMania. But that's our review of Elimination Chamber. I really enjoyed the show. I feel like it exceeded expectations. You know, the build-up wasn't too good for it, but I will say this, and there's the big gold belt. I feel like it did deliver. You know, I figured on paper it didn't sound like the best show, but I figured it probably would deliver and be a solid show, and it was. I thought it was a really good show overall. What do we have here?
$4.99 super chat donation from Kevin Pateg. Wouldn't it make sense though for an African American to win in an urban city like New York City? I sense WWE wants to give us something different this year.
I mean, they could potentially do that.
Well, no, he's saying they shouldn't. It would be almost too obvious. And then a $20 super chat donation from Ofen Rules. Local radio station in the tri-state area is holding a contest for Hall of Fame tickets. When do you guys think names will be announced? Good question. That's a darn good question.
That is a fantastic question, and thank you, Offman.
If you find out before we do, you let us know.
Yeah, we don't know. I don't have any information other than the Hart Foundation is apparently going in. Jimmy Hart, along with Brett and Jim the Anvil.
I've heard that too. So.
Yeah, but thank you so much for that, Offman. Honestly, I don't know what's going on with the Hall of Fame. I don't know if something fell through with like their headliner, but or they just don't really care about it anymore, so they're not putting any emphasis on it.
This guy, $1.99 super chat donation. Don't do Kofi like it did Mark Henry. Good night, guys. I agree.
Well, good night, this guy. Thank you for tuning in. And
Robert Hanson with $5 super chat donation. You mean to tell me there were already women's tag titles in the 80s? LOL. Yeah, there were.
Yeah, there were. Believe it or not, you can go watch it on the WWE Network for just $9.99.
Okay, I have this out because I have a little axe to grind. I went back and watched the finals that you hosted with Greg and Mark.
Well, you're gonna have to hold that thought for a second because Nelson just left a $2 super chat. Is Bryan versus Kofi's match a 5-star match?
It may be.
If Kofi won the title, I'd say yeah. I think that was not, they should have pulled the trigger with it.
No, he means the one coming up if we have it at Mania.
Oh, if they did a one-on-one match. I mean, it could be if the story was right and the match played out, the way that people would want to see it, and you had that drama and emotion. Yeah, it absolutely could be.
This belt is never outdated. This belt is the greatest belt of all time.
And it's got to be in Japan, of course.
It's got to be in Japan, of course. That's right. Got to be in Japan for Meltzer. That's right.
It's got to have the Young Bucks on the card.
Exactly. Somewhere on the card. They have to be there somewhere. I watched that match you hosted with Greg and Mark.
Yeah.
And
epic match.
It was an epic match.
Check it out if you haven't already.
You should, definitely.
And wait. Simple Noah is interrupting you.
$2 super chat donation. Support NoDQ and buy a shirt. Good night, folks.
Where can we get a shirt, by the way?
ProWrestlingTees.com or NoDQ.com/shirts.
You have a shirt.
I have several shirts.
You guys like Jeff's video performance here? Buy a shirt. Buy a shirt.
Buy a shirt. Robert Hanson's $2 super donation. Best match of Kofi's career.
It's up there.
It's definitely up there.
I mean,
I say the match of Jericho was really good too. Tony Braden, $1.99 super chat donation. Best and worst Elimination Chamber matches.
Well, this one's got to be among the better ones in recent years, as far as I'm concerned. The men's one, the women's match was really good too. I mean, they were both really solid.
They're both good.
I still like the original. That one has a soft spot in my heart with Shawn Michaels, even though he had those terrible tights and that
ridiculous haircut.
03
one was good at SummerSlam with the Spotlight Revolution. I liked it. I liked it.
If Goldberg won the title, that would have been great, but they fucked that up or screwed that up.
Woo!
Yeah.
Aaron with the F-bomb on YouTube. Look at that. So Johnny Wrestling is always in Tokyo Dome.
Oh, that's Power
Packers $2 super chat donation. Sure. Oh, I get what he's saying. Well,
he's the exception.
He's the exception to the Meltzer rule. He's the exception to that rule.
Yeah.
Anyway, before we get to
super chat, Johnny Gargano would have 6 stars if it was in Japan.
That's right. He would. He'd be up at Omega Okada level.
Right.
He'd be up there in that land. I feel that there was a question on my match with Mark that was asked incorrectly, and I missed it. And because I asked incorrect and missed it incorrect asking, I was cost my match. And I watched Mark and Greg, and Mark almost whooped Greg's butt.
Right, he came real close.
Greg was on the reeling. I would have, if I'd had that Greg Cherry against me, I'd have beat him and regained my title.
You would have just gone for that.
I would have gone for the kill. So, until further notice, this is on my shows. I am the uncrowned, unofficial, and everybody's but mine, I'm the official No DQ Wrestling Trivia Champion. Period.
Well then.
And it's going to sit here the rest of the show.
All right, well, I'm not sure what Greg has to say about that, but I'm
sure
Greg
has been champion for a year because I have allowed it.
Right.
Okay? Wow. Because I went along with the rule that you guys threw at me that we couldn't challenge again if he won the title again. Well, I'm done being a patsy.
All right.
I missed that question because it was asked incorrectly, number one. Number two, the Greg Cherry I saw in that match with Mark was no champion. He was lucky.
Wow.
Lucky that Mark fell behind. So, that's all I'm going to say about that. Super chats, come on, super chats. Bring them at me. Go ahead, I dare you.
All right, well,
Of course it's a work. I'm pissed off and it's wrestling. Everything in wrestling's a work, but I still want my title, so I'm going to have this on my show every time. There you go. Woo.
All right. And you did defend it at least when you were champion.
I defended it every week.
Greg had to make that tournament so he could avoid having it defended.
Exactly.
All right, well, we'll see what Greg Cherry has to say about that. You guys make sure you stay tuned to Wrestling Trivia Challenge.
Let Greg know what I said, please.
And, I'm sure he'll
hear this. And let me know what he says back.
I'm sure Noah's already in the NoDQ group chat.
I'm sure he is. I don't keep track of that, so I don't know. So we'll see what happens.
The gauntlet has been thrown.
Oh, there it goes.
Yeah, Kayfabe Candy says Greg got like an extra 125 days as champion because of the tournament.
Longest reigning.
All right. Heel Jeff Meacham comes out in full force.
Heel Jeff Meacham is back, man. I told my dad earlier because we were watching NASCAR and everybody that I don't like in NASCAR was winning today before you got here. I said, I'm going to be the worst I've ever been with sports. The Patriots won the damn Super Bowl again. The Kings suck. And freaking Denny Hamlin won NASCAR. So I'm just going to be a royal asshole for 2019 when it comes to sports entertainment. I'm done.
All right.
I'm going to be a prick all year.
Virtue says the $100 bounty would be in effect.
I will collect that bounty.
You know, run. Jeff, if you offer money
you
to
throw
Jeff,
money in front of me, I will run for it. All right. I will run, legit.
Yeah, he will. That's how you get him to run.
That's right. Money is the key.
All right, what does Mike B have to say?
He had me climbing over Birdie B, one of the Billy B's because of money. So there you go. Mike B with a $9.99 super chat donation. A very good Elimination Chamber. Hopefully the Corey stuff isn't true. Keep up the great work. And Relaxing New with a $2 New Zealand super chat donation. Dave Meltzer has a big nose.
Are you trying to say he's? I don't know. I'm not gonna go there.
I think Meltzer has a big nose. He has a big nose. He does. That's true.
No, I don't know.
I don't watch his shows, but I see him enough on Twitter, right?
I know, but I don't know.
Yeah. I am unaware of the current situation at this time.
All right, so did we do a letter grade for...
We did not, because I went off on my little rant. I apologize for throwing you off there.
Thanks a lot for that,
JM. I know.
Well, that is your real name.
Heel Jeff has to be in effect for a few minutes. I'm good now. All right, so we got a $5 super chat from Richard Mumman. Before I go, just want to say it was cool meeting you both at Survivor Series and catching NoDQ live tonight instead on demand. Oh, okay, well, I'm glad you're watching.
Well, very nice to meet you, and thank you for tuning in. We really do appreciate it.
Come out to SummerSlam. Everybody's going to be out there. I'm not going. Everybody's going to be at SummerSlam this year, so go out and
anybody on the East Coast or anybody going to Toronto, you know, we got something big planned for this year's NoDQ meetup. Jeff won't be there, but he will be there in spirit.
Hopefully I'll be working.
Pretty much everyone else will be there.
Yep. And things may change. You never know.
Plans may change.
Plans may change. That's right.
You know, we know what's going on, but then we don't know what's going on.
We don't.
So they may or
anything
change.
Can happen in the world of sports and entertainment.
Yeah. All right.
So letter grade for me.
Well, I'm leaning towards.
Go ahead.
I mean, I feel like I want to give it a solid B. I think it could have been better, but it could have been a lot worse. So, you know, I think it was a good show overall. So definitely a solid B.
I would say B+. Had Kofi won, it'd be an A-.
Yeah, I think I would have gone with an A- or at least a B+ if Kofi had won.
Yep. Because it was really good. Michael Jeremy with a super chat, $2. Any news on Lars Sullivan? Not that I've heard.
Nothing at this point. You know, he's still sent home, and apparently WWE still wants to give him a chance if he's able to come back. But yeah, I don't know. You know, he got cold feet apparently, and I feel really bad because I think he had a lot of potential. You know, I think Lars could have been a really big star in WWE, but you know, some people just can't handle the pressure of being on television and having millions of people watching you, and you know, it just sucks for him because I think like he could have been a really big deal. He's a fan, you know, big fan of wrestling, and yeah, he had a great look for the business. Just sucks what happened. Hopefully maybe he'll be able to pull through and get that run in WWE on the main roster.
I hope so, because he deserves it.
Yeah, so...
Politics lesson from... Oh, this is a Relaxing New with a New Zealand $5 super chat donation. Politics lesson from Hogan? wrestling lessons from Shawn Michaels, or 2 top rope lessons from Sid?
Well, the Sid one sounds really painful.
Yeah, I don't want my leg to look like that leg looked.
Yeah,
I'm good.
I guess politics lessons could get you a lot of money. You know, Hogan knew how to make that green.
Yeah, but they never would hate you backstage. That would suck.
But Hogan also, you know, I think had the charisma and personality, so it's not like that really mattered. Oh, somebody just bought a T-shirt on Pro Wrestling Tees.
Oh, yay!
So
Good job.
Thank you to
Thank
whoever did that.
Thank you very
I'm gonna
much.
pull it up and I'm gonna publicly give him a shout out and a thank you for doing that
Okay.
while we're live here on the stream. But what was I saying now about whatever we were talking about?
I would say I'd probably go with a Shawn Michaels wrestling lesson.
I agree with that, you know, because that can make you a lot of money and maybe not make you so hated as being a politician. And yeah, the Sid thing is like, why would I even want to do that?
And plus, Shawn's a coach of the Performance Center, so you get to coach for WWE guys. So there you go.
Right.
As far as letter grade for Chamber, like I said, B plus, A minus. If it was Kofi had won, but B plus.
All right, David Glenn bought the T-shirt. What did he buy? He bought. Here's the thing.
Woo!
There you go. Bought a Jeff Meacham T-shirt. Thank you for that, David Glenn.
I love it.
All right,
I love it.
You guys enjoyed the video and you like Jeff being
Can somebody buy me a Jeff Meacham Here's the Thing shirt?
I know, right? I haven't even done
I don't have one yet.
So you guys
I got the other two, though.
You guys want to support the site? You guys want to support Jeff? Go to NoDQ.com/shirts. Get a Here's the Thing shirt. Maybe get one for Jeff too.
Yes, please.
You know, there's they're
2X.
great shirts. Yeah, there you go.
Definitely 2X. I'm working on the XL. I'm getting back down. I'm working on it.
Hey, maybe someone should get you one so that's more motivation.
Well, but I tried that with the X-Pac shirt. Now it doesn't fit anymore.
Well, shoot.
Exactly.
Well,
I bought that so I wouldn't gain the weight back, and I gained the weight back.
All right, so I gave it a B.
You gave it a B, leaning toward B plus if Kofi had won.
Right. What did you give it?
I gave it a B plus, A minus if Kofi would have won.
Okay, cool.
So there you go. Michael Jareen with a super chat, $2. Where is Bray Wyatt?
So apparently he was injured, and maybe that's why he's been gone for. It's not just the creative issue, but it's also I don't know if I exactly buy this because JoJo's been gone too. I mean, it's possible she was just given a leave of absence to spend time with him.
Maybe.
But, you know, I do find it a little strange.
I haven't seen her for a long while, though.
That her and Bray are both gone at the same time, so why is that the case?
I wonder if one of them got, like, bad sick or something. Who knows?
Yeah, so apparently he's close to returning.
Oh,
You know,
good.
He should be back soon, and we did bring up a scenario earlier. Maybe he will come back and be part of WrestleMania or Fastlane or get involved in the Braun Strowman. Like, you know, Strowman could use some help right now, so maybe it will be a Wyatt family reunion on Raw.
Yeah, maybe. I forgot JoJo existed until you mentioned her. Damn.
Ouch.
Killer.
Maw Wrestling says we need Bray versus Joe, the Ultimate Buried Alive match.
Oh.
That is
sick
quite
burn.
sick.
Sick burn.
Oh, come on, kayfabe. Be a star.
Damn.
I don't even know if I should read that. That's just mean.
I'm not reading it.
That's just a mean comment, KCA.
Watch some super chats so we have to.
Yeah, if you want us to read it that bad, you'll have to super chat, you cheapskate.
That's terrible.
We love you though, kayfabe. He's done a lot of cool things, including he made this really nice drawing for me for Christmas.
He drew a sketch.
Wrote a letter to me, so I really do appreciate that, kayfabe.
Yeah, he drew a sketch for me. Let's see if
I actually have it framed in my office.
Oh yeah,
it was such a nice thing.
I haven't got it printed out yet, but let me see if I still have it.
All right. Well, in the meantime, we will go ahead and do our plugs for the video. So Jeff, you know, you do have your T-shirts, so you know, people could check that out over at NoDQ.com/shirts, and you can follow Jeff at NoDQ.com/Jeff.
That's right. Oh, there it is.
Oh,
it's me as a manager of the NWO.
Oh, nice.
Isn't that cool?
Jeff Meacham is the manager of the NWO. I don't know if people can see that.
Let's see if we can.
You could try. I don't know how well that's coming on the
video.
It's
coming well on the video. Anyway, yeah, can't do that for me.
Ooh, Jorge with a $4.99 super chat donation. Nice try there, buddy.
TK super chat for KCA. Read it.
Oh, okay. What did he say?
TK said so now we have to.
Nia Jax to all you can eat wrestling. Well, there you go.
You wrong for that, KC. You wrong for that.
All right. So, anything else you want to plug or promote?
No. I have some time this week. I'm not working a whole lot this week. I actually have some time off. Next 2 weeks, I have 1 day of actual real life work. So maybe I'll bring back a little talk wrestling or something. Maybe. So look to my channel. Maybe I'll send it to Aaron. Put it on the NoDQ channel. We'll see how things play out.
All right, $5. Relaxing Noob.
New Zealand, not $5. Slide under rope lessons from Vince. second rope lessons from Sid or top rope lessons from Brock Lesnar?
Ooh.
Top rope from Brock.
I guess so, because Brock was so
Well,
powerful.
Well, Brock
He
actually
survived
hit it. Brock actually hit it more than once in OVW, so it was a one-time flop. Sid broke his damn leg. Vince tore his damn quads. I am not about tearing my quads, man. I need to be able to walk. I have a 10-year-old.
So see, here's the thing. Again, to use your quote, which you can buy a shirt.
Buy the shirt right now.
NoDQ.com/shirts.
Just like David did.
Just like David did. So I wanted to say, see, if you take lessons from Brock, so either you're going to be lighter than Brock, which means you'll be able to hit the shooting star, or you'll be Brock's size and you just,
absorb it.
You absorb it and you're okay.
Yeah, because he could have broken his. That was ugly. It's still one of the ugliest things I've ever seen.
Right. All right. So Mike B now.
With a $4.99 super chat donation, completely off topic. Has Daniel Bryan inked a new contract yet?
Yeah, he did. Back, I think it's September.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's around for the next 3 years. I think he confirmed it in an interview.
I think that's why they gave him the title, because they wouldn't be
giving
ink to paper.
But then again, who knows if the Usos have? Maybe they have, and that's why they got the titles. Maybe that was a re-signing bonus. You get the tag team titles, and you get a renewed push.
I would think so. I would do that if I was Vince.
Yeah, I mean, I would too.
Reward good behavior.
Yeah, there you go.
God forbid we have positive reinforcement in this world, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Although they rewarded the Usos' behavior by giving them the tag titles after that drunk driving fits,
or whatever,
or whatever the hell happened on Thursday.
Yeah, don't jump to conclusions here.
I know.
Allegedly.
And
I don't even think it was for the drinking. I think it was because he got confrontational with police.
The thing is, there's an old saying: 5 drunk guys will start a fight. 5 stone guys will start a band. So there you go. Just saying.
And that band was the Rolling Stones.
Or the Beatles. Those 4.
Or the Who.
Or the Who.
Or Queen.
Or the Eagles.
Or 311.
Or anybody you can mention that is in a band or was in a band
or
between
Sublime.
the 70s and now. Because, yeah, the drugs are real.
All right, guys. So we'll go ahead and wrap up this video. That was great.
That was good. I don't know what happened. Okay.
Oh, somebody called out RVD.
Well, yeah, he was world champ. He was longest reigning TV champion of all time. So there you go.
He got jobbed out for the getting pulled over with a Sabu.
And Rob came on this very not this very camera. It's a new
Rob should have threatened to go to All Elite Wrestling. That was his mistake.
Rob should have told Vince he was going to TNA when he got pulled over, and he ended up going to TNA.
Stat Infamy something said, "How old are you two? LOL. I'm only 3.5 years old."
We are both in the mid-30s range.
Yeah, well, closer to 40 than 30, but yeah.
Well, no, mid-30s is between 33 and 37.
Since when?
Since I said so just now.
Well, in that case,
because I'm turning 36 in a few days, I don't want to be old. Damn it, okay?
Well, you're technically still.
I'm still younger than you by a few months. I know.
You're still mid-30s. Once you're 36, you're late 30s. Sorry.
Okay.
All right.
Well, in that case, we're mid to late 30s.
Yes.
There you go.
There you go. All right, so we'll go ahead and wrap up this video. Stay tuned to NoDQ.com for the very latest fallout from Elimination Chamber. Thank you for being on, Mr. Meacham. I appreciate it as always. Good to have you on. And hopefully we get to see more of you on future NoDQ productions.
Definitely. I'll be around. Don't worry.
And that's all I got. Larry David says goodnight for tonight. We will see you all next time.